Do you know what I get to do today? By the way, I've learned to say things that way, not I have to, but I get to. I get to take down my Christmas decorations. Woohoo! This video will teach you and demonstrate for you how to properly store your Christmas decorations as though they're an investment, because they are. Last year, after my dreamy white Christmas, I decided to film the takedown. That's right. Why did I do that? Why did I hold it for a year? Because I wanted you to have it the very first week in January so that it could do you the most good. Call me weird. You guys know that I'm really into Christmas decorating, and it takes me a long time, like 2 to 3 weeks essentially, really, to do my whole house. It's going to take a whole lot less time than that to undo it, but I actually enjoy taking my Christmas decorations down. Yes, it's a bunch of work, but you know what? I look at it like insurance for next year, because if I do it properly and I spend the right amount of time doing it right, then next year when I take things back out again, it'll be so much more enjoyable. And you know what the best part is this year? How many of you remember that I had a big Christmas blowout sale, at which point I got rid of almost everything I own in the way of Christmas. So I have a bunch of empty tubs I'm gonna fill up, I'm gonna organize, I'm gonna use all of my great Rebecca Robeson tips that I've made up and I've taught you over the years. So I'm ready to get started. And we're taking the outside down too. And that's the other thing that's kind of different, is when we put them up, it's about 100 degrees. When we take them down, it's about 20. Good times. Got myself some seasons. Woohoo! Just what I wanted, right? I got it. Space, glorious space. Do you guys see what I see? Completely empty tubs. Do you know how many years it's been since I've actually had room to store anything new? But let's see if I can do this. Oh boy, it's getting harder and harder. Yeah, I'm like super excited. I've always looked, even though this was full, well, let's take a look at what this basement looked like last year at this time. So now you know why I'm kind of excited about putting my Christmas decorations away this year, because I think with all these empty bins, I'm gonna be able to do what I do. Now, some things to notice, okay? Over here, I have all of these bins. What you're gonna notice about them is they're all exactly the same. I bought them at Home Depot. They all have the collapsing, or the foldable black lid. And I like that. Now I know, it's an investment to do that, but I'm old. So I've been doing this a long time, and I finally decided a few years ago, enough of this blue lids here, red lids there, green lids there, some that you can see through, some that you can't see through. I still have some you can't see through for big stuff. So, are you ready to get started? I know, I'd rather just sit here and talk. Should we just talk? That way I don't have to actually go do the work. No, this is gonna be fun. I don't have to do this. I get to do this. All right, let's fill this place up, shall we? Let's go. Good. Oh, well, look, you got the fam. Come on in. Hi, Jacob and Isaac. Those are good biblical names. Yeah, nice to meet you. And Josh, that's a good biblical name too. All right, so today we're going to take down the Christmas decorations, and you guys are going to start with the outdoors. Since you helped me put them up, it should be a breeze for you to know what to do to take them down. You may be wondering, where do you start when you're taking your Christmas decorations down? Do I have any tips for that? It's a good question. I was wondering the same thing. Well, here's how I think it's going to work best for me this year. When I decorate, I do it by room. I complete a room, then I move on to the next room. I think what we're going to do this year is go throughout the house and get all my hero pieces. You know what those are? Those are the guys that I name, like what's his name? Rampart, Rupert. What's his name? It's, it'll come to me. Studley. It didn't even have an R in it anywhere. So part of the reason I'm getting rid of these big pieces first is kind of psychological. One, when he's gone, I'm gonna feel like I got a lot accomplished here, right? but also he's not in the way. We can walk by, but I just want him to be put in a nice, safe place, and I need room downstairs to put those big things in first. The big question is, what am I going to do with Howard? I mean, Howard needs his own zip code, or at least his own apartment or condo. I'm going to try to find a space downstairs. And then I've got Bruce, I've got Nut and Cracker, I've got Bob. We're going to get all these big things taken downstairs and put in the basement, nice, safe, and sound. And then it'll kind of look like we've made a lot of progress. Okay, keep going. I'll pick up his leg. I think I should mark the antlers, which antlers are on the left and the right. So this one I'm going to do an X here. I'm going to do an X here. It's not X, it's 0. Bye. That was like some limbo stuff you had there, Josh. Your anesthesia will wear off very soon. This is going to be a little intimate, guys. But if I'm not mistaken, that's how this all started. That's how you ended up with these little carolers here. Okay, first your halo goes. I'll keep you safe. I'm going to take these lights off. The reason I'm taking this off is I'm likely to use this stand again next year, but I'm not going to be using flocked. I take these things apart so that I have the pieces and parts, because each year I decorate differently. So it doesn't do any good to have this like this stuck to this when I'm not, when I need it for another thing. So I just do it fresh each year. All right, now you can actually see what this is. It's 2 separate stands. I had them last year in the, well, they call it dark green, but it was black in my opinion. But I got them this year in brass, and I just stacked them on top, which gave me 2 places for candles, and then of course that amazing swag and Jesus on top. But when I filmed this, no one was here to film me that day, so you guys didn't get to see how this, I said I stacked them, but you didn't really know. But you can come over here and see, this is just wired together, and I used gold wire, which makes it perfect. And then on the floor, just a little side note, because my house is 100 years old, the floor, the walls, the floor, nothing is even. Nothing is even. So I used a little bit of the felt pads to lift up one of the legs to make it stand nice and flat. Easy peasy. And there's always a solution, right? Let's see how Josh has done. Wow, that looks great. Yeah, incredible.
Gives you tons of space.
Yes, it's so nice.
Christmas wall.
Wow, you boys are doing a good job. Thank you so much. Okay, I got the camera now. Wait, how do I get it focused? Let's see. That autofocus thing doesn't work, just saying. There's a desk chair that is back there that's taking up room. Ultimately, I would like it to go upstairs in my guest house. Do you think it's possible? Now that all the fellas are in their rightful place, I'm going to start in on the smaller accessory pieces. My idea is that I'm going to collect everything as much as I can on this surface top. This is 100 inches wide, and then I will be able to pack them accordingly so that you get the most out of your space and things don't break. Okay, I think that guy is full enough. Turns out I missed a couple things. Every year I always forget something, so I am taking another tour through my house to make sure I have all the accessory pieces so I can put them in the appropriate bins and everything is together, not just sort of randomly thrown into the last bin that we do and then you never know where to find it. Just a couple small things. I think that doing a puzzle at Christmas time with family members is so much fun because everyone kind of comes together, whether you're talking to each other or not, you're listening to music, maybe there's a movie playing in the background. This is the second puzzle that Scott and Rick and I put together this Christmas. And I don't mind taking the rest of the Christmas decorations down, believe it or not, but it's hard for me to put this away, but I need to. It's time to move on. It is a Christmas puzzle, but I'm going to take a picture of it before I do, and then I'm going to take it apart. In an ongoing effort to always help you guys with your Christmas decorating, one of the things that I discovered this year is people often don't know how much to buy, what quantity you need to create something. So this year I've decided to do something different. As I'm taking my Christmas decorations down from my dreamy white Christmas, I'm actually putting everything in one bin and creating a recipe for you. We are going to have recipes for so many of the things that were in my dreamy white Christmas this year. Now these are picks that are completely separate from the garland when you buy it, but this is what makes it special. In fact, we'll take a little clip and show you what the garland looks like when it's up here by itself. No bueno. Kind of boring. I'm gonna have to take this guy off, which I will, so you can get to this, but this needs to come down. This is very heavy. It's time to take down my beautiful fireplace mantle, the garland that's on it. Just before I do, let's pay one last homage to a dreamy white Christmas fireplace mantle. Now it's just time to take it all apart, create a recipe for you guys, and you'll know how many pieces and parts that you're gonna need. You always wanna be careful not to clip your lights. You know what? Oh. That feels good. It's like 10 degrees outside. I love this particular pick. This is one of my favorites. It's the picks and sprays that actually make a beautiful garland. You know, I have a question for you. How many of you, when you put up a garland, whether it be on your fireplace, over a door, whatever, how many of you have it looking like this? Well, for those of you who want it to look like this, ta-da, I can teach you how. But it starts with having all the right ingredients first. So once I get all of this off, I'm going to lay it out and take photos, and I'm going to create a recipe for you. It's really the safest kind of cooking for me because I can't burn it. I'll have to call my kids and say, I made a recipe today. I followed it. It was fabulous. I loved these twinkle twigs that we used this year. They all light up and they just softly twinkle. That was a nice addition to this garland in the music room. I can hardly wait till next Christmas when I know that what I need is exactly where I put it. It's all categorized, stored safely, and it's going to be fun to decorate my home for Christmas. When you open up your boxes from last year, do you feel confident in what you're going to pull out? Most do not. You can break that cycle. Follow my example, and you'll see that next year, your Christmas decorating experience will be completely different. All right, you guys, coming down the home stretch of the big Christmas takedown. What's left to do? My staircase and my big tree in the sunroom. Those will be fun to organize and store for the next year. But as in every one of these special things that are custom made, I've created recipes on what went into it. And because my staircase is so big, a lot of you are not going to have a staircase that goes up and around and over and over. So I am going to include in the recipe just from here to the crook right there as if it was a regular staircase. And then you can do the math if yours is longer, and I'll also put the linear feet on there. I'm going to get started, and I'm going to start by taking off the fragile items first. If I start pulling the picks and things like that out, I'm going to have some broken balls. So we're going to start with the fragile things and then move on from there. This is one of my favorite balls. Look at the translucity. Look how see-through it is. Look how pretty that is with the light coming through. I love that. This is not attached to the thing. It's running through it. I love these leaves. Aren't they so pretty? It's like this bronzy, like champagne glitter, but then on this side it's like a neutral, which just looked so good with my house, I thought. These are fabulous. And then these guys are like magnificent. Oh my gosh. It's so well done. And I give Sarah credit for this because she is a master at garlands and adding all the picks and the sprays. So she focuses on that while I hang the balls and the ornaments and do the bows and ribbons and make all the design decisions. But she executes a lot of this, and she does it so well that there's a ton on here, but it doesn't feel like there's a lot until you start to take it all down. It's like a laundry chute. Definitely saves a lot of walking up and down, that's for sure. Just like when you put lights on, it helps to have them turned on because you can see what you're doing so much easier. It helps me to see what I'm doing and how to get them off easier. Coming down to the finish line, the very last thing I have to do is disassemble my tree. It is a bit of a project, and I'll show you some of the tips along the way, and one of them is going to be this. I start at the bottom and I work my way up. Why is that? Because you don't want to break any of the things down here, and if you're trying to reach up there because you start at the top, you run the risk of damaging some of your beautiful ornaments and your balls. A lot of you left comments on all of my social media platforms, not just YouTube, and said you really missed the fact that for the last couple of years I've not done spinners. So what did you guys think of the fact that I used spinners on this past Christmas season that you just saw in December and in November? I know, they're a beloved favorite. All right, time to get to doing this. Let's put this on a, I don't know, fast track? Yeah. I find that if I take the balls off that are closest to the tips first, then I can reach in and get the ones that are deeper, closer to the trunk. Otherwise, if these are on here and I'm reaching in here to get this, again, there's a greater chance of damage to your balls and ornaments. And we all know these are investments, right? So we take good care of them. So I try to separate the ball styles, depends on how many I have, but I do them by style, so one bin, one style. but some of these are so delicate. In every single bin, I put in a layer of bubble wrap to support the bottom, and then I lay the balls next to each other. I will go in here after I'm done with this, before I go to the next layer, and I will lay bubble wrap in between these because these are super delicate and I don't want them to break. This ball, I wouldn't have thought that this ball was going to be so awesome, but it is, and it's actually shatterproof. Isn't that darling? I have several different shapes of these white pearlescent. See how this swirls, and this is almost like a tie-dyed effect. And this style comes in 3 different shapes, so I will put them all together. I know I'm supposed to be cleaning up right now, but just give me the freedom to love my balls. This one's more amber color, and this is kind of a smoky, but they're very similar, so I think I'm gonna let them live in the same container. So I'm going in for this ball. I cannot break any more of these, so I think instead of trying to wrestle it off the branch, I'm just gonna take it off the hook there. I'll get the hook later. Just out of an abundance of caution, I think it would be smart to go ahead and put some padding between these because I broke a few of them while I was decorating. They're so delicate. Okay, I'm getting these final balls off, and as you can see, I'm working my way up. It's nice to decorate with a friend because then you have someone you can hand things to. But you'll see that once you get all the fragile things off, the cool thing is you can then start at the top and work your way down with the next step. And I think my next step would be to take out all of the picks and the sprays that are on the tree. Sarah, where are you? As you can tell in the camera, it's getting dark outside because I am not stopping until this project is done. Today is my last day to take down Christmas, and I'm gonna do it no matter how long it takes me. And we are done, at least with the tree. I think organizing is a little cathartic, don't you? Listen, don't expect your family to help you put these things away any more than they helped you put them up. Change your attitude, be positive, and just know, not that you have to do this, but that you get to. Now, when I look around my completed, organized basement at all of my beautiful holiday decorations, I am dreaming about what I'm going to do next year. Well, for one thing, I'm off to Dallas Market. I hope you'll join me at the beginning of our Christmas season, which is around September, when I show you Christmas trends for 2026.